Welcome to Card Floppers, your home for kitchen table and casual Magic the Gathering content. Today I'm Alex, I'll be your narrator for this game. Between our early birds on Friday, we have Sean, who's playing Yahenni, Jambrose, who's playing the first Sliver, and I will be playing Sisay. If you like our content and you're interested in seeing more of it, please click the subscribe button and of course that little bell so you get notifications on each of our videos. We also have a podcast if you're interested. We are found on wherever major podcasts are found. It is simply known as the Card Flopper Podcast. We hope you like this quick game, and more will be coming at you soon. Jambrose wins the die roll, puts a Hinterland Harbor into play tapped, passes the turn. I draw a card, play a forest, and tap it for a Noble Hierarch. Sean plays a swamp and taps it for a Sol Ring, and then passes his turn. Jambrose untaps, decides to put a Woodland Cemetery into play tapped, and passes the turn. I draw a card, think about it for a while. I put a Marsh Flats into play. And I tap a Noble Hierarch and a Forest for Talisman of Creativity. Sean plays a swamp and taps 3 mana to play his commander, Yahenni, and swings at Jambrose for 2 damage. Jambrose untaps, plays the Sun Petal Grove, then taps 2 for a Muscle Sliver. I untap, draw a card, and pass the turn to Sean. He untaps, pays 5 mana to play a Corpse Connoisseur. When it enters the battlefield, searches his library for a creature card, puts it into the graveyard. It was a Scourge of Neltoth, and then swings at me for 2 damage that I take. Jambrose untaps, plays a Port Town for his land for turn, and passes to me. On his end step, I crack my Marsh Flats for an Underground Sea, and tap my Noble Hierarch for a Forest, and play Eladamri's Call. Go for a Felidar Guardian, and then untap and take my turn. I draw, and tap out everything for a Smothering Tithe. Sean draws, and taps 6 for a Harvester of Souls. And he swings at Jambrose. In response, Jambrose plays a Quick Sliver and a Plated Sliver, and takes 3 damage. Jambrose untaps, plays a Mutavault for his land for turn, and then taps out to put a Karametra, God of Harvests, into play. I play a Plateau for my land for turn, and tap 2 for Gaddock Teague. I tap 3 mana and play Sisay, and I pass the turn. Sean untaps, draws, and decides to tap the Sol Ring, so I don't get a treasure with Smothering Tithe. He plays the Sengir Autocrat and gets 3 Surf tokens that enter the battlefield. Moves to combat and swings at me Block the Corpse Connoisseur with Sisay and take 5. Jambrose untaps. Plays the Swamp for his land for turn. Taps out. And plays a Crystalline Sliver. What he's doing at this moment is he's discussing that Karametra will trigger and he can search for a land, but to save time, he also plays an Essence Sliver. Going over the Karametra triggers, he's getting ready to search into his library for multiple lands that come into play. He puts a Taiga into play, tapped, and a Plateau into play, tapped. And passes the turn. Tap 2 for a Demonic Tutor. And 4 for a Joyra Weatherlight Captain. And I swing Sisay at Sean, who blocks with Yahenni, sacrificing a Surf to make Yahenni indestructible. Pass the turn. Sean untaps. Pays the 2 so I don't get a treasure again. Cast a Blight Beetle. He also taps 1 and plays Undying Evil, targeting the Harvester. And then cracks the Surf and the Harvester, so it will come back to the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it. And he puts Scourge of Neltoth onto the battlefield. Jambrose draws, looks at the card for an extendedly long time, and then goes and taps Wooburg. The first Sliver. He has Karametra trigger first before the Cascade trigger. He goes and searches his land for his Savannah, putting it into play tapped, and then reveals the top cards of his library until he reveals the Scuttling Sliver, putting it onto the battlefield. He bottoms the other revealed cards and plays a Diffusion Sliver and cascades again into Enshrined Memories and decides to not play it and put it all onto the bottom of his library. Moving to combat, he sings 3 of his slivers at me, and I take the damage and go right to 21. On my turn, I untap. Tap 2 mana to play an Ethereum Sculptor, which triggers Joyra, and I draw a card. Draw a card, and then tap the Talisman, lose a life, and play Mystic Remora, and pass the turn to Sean. Sean untaps, draws, and taps the Sol Ring down again so I can now get a treasure. Moves right to combat. To swing at Jambrose. Jambrose blocks with Karametra. And in response, Sean casts a Supernatural Stamina on the Harvester of Souls, which allows it to come back onto the battlefield. Jambrose's turn. He draws. Jambrose taps to play a Hunter Sliver. And with the Cascade effect, he reveals a Changeling Outcast and puts it into play. Now that all of his Slivers have Provoke, he moves to combat and decides who will block each of his Slivers. Sean sacrifices his final Surf token to Yahenni to give it indestructible. Then we move to cleanup. Creature die, Sean draws cards, I get treasure, and Jambrose gains a ton of life. I untap for my turn. Pay the upkeep cost for Mystic Remora. And draw my card. I play a Forbidden Orchard for my land for turn. And sacrifice 3 treasure tokens to play Saheeli Ray. Knowing what's coming next, Jambrose desperately looks at the card to see if there's anything he has that could potentially deal with it, and unfortunately does not. I sacrifice 4 more treasures and play Felidar Guardian, flickering Saheeli, having it come back into the battlefield, making a token of the Felidar Guardian, which flickers Saheeli, and I do this over and over again until I have enough for lethal. In a last-ditch effort, Jambrose asks me how many times I did the blink for. I choose the number 250, swinging 150 at Jambrose and 100 at Sean. He feverishly tries to untap as many Slivers as he can to see if he can actually absorb the damage and survive. But unfortunately it is not enough, and I'm able to do lethal damage to both opponents. I'd like to thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please click the like button and make sure to subscribe for future content coming up. We'll catch you next time.